Hey folks, in this video, I'm going to briefly discuss the response I received from the video I uploaded on February 27th titled, Did I Make a Mistake Moving? In the near future, I plan on making a video that goes more in depth into why I decided to relocate back to Austin, Texas from the Bay Area, and how that is connected to my son and a 4-year-long child custody case. After uploading that video, I then shared it by sending it to my community, mostly in California, and I was really blown away by the responses. So after being gone from California for almost 2 months at that point, I began experiencing some depression about being separated from my son. That surfaced primarily when I moved to Austin from San Antonio, Texas, after living with 2 elders for about a month and a half. After sending the link to the video to some of my closest friends and acquaintances, they began reaching out via text message, leaving voicemails, requesting time to schedule phone calls or even video calls to check in with me. Logically, I already knew that asking for help is what we should do when we're experiencing sadness, loneliness, or depression. I'm also aware that it's not always that simple for people who are in a state of depression or sadness to simply take the steps that we should. The other layer to this is that in the fall of 2024, while I was living in California, my therapist made a recommendation to refer me over to a clinical psychologist. After learning about some ideation I was developing as a result of my decision to move out of state and away from my son, I agreed to the meeting with the psychologist, and long story short, for the first time in my life, I began a daily regimen of antidepressants, with the goal of those medications to assist me in the 3 to 4 month window that I would be relocating from California back to Central Texas. After some reflection, I do believe that those medications played a role in my ability to push through another big life change. Now, once I ran through those medications while living in Texas with no health insurance plan, I did begin to see things shifting slightly once more. It was at the tail end of February that I made my transition from San Antonio, Texas to my new home in Austin, Texas. It was at that time that reality settled in more, and I began to accept and realize that I was living in a new home and that my son would not be part of it. That's when I began to have moments of my depression escalating, and I began questioning my decisions and motivations for my move back home. But mostly, I was just missing my son. And there's so much to say about that story with my son that I won't go into in this video. That's for another day. For today, I have housing, reconnection with family and friends in Texas, reconnection to the land of my ancestors. So I have so much to be grateful for as well. Yet I still find myself battling sadness and depression and getting used to this new era in my life that doesn't include my son living with me. But I'll figure it out. That much I do know. What I learned after uploading that video is that it's simply not enough just to know logically that we should be asking for support when we need it. We need to know enough to be aware when we should be reaching out for support. And we also need to have our own outlets to keep us moving daily in life, in spite of the struggles that life might throw at us. So for me, that's daily exercise, riding my BMX bike, taking walks with friends close to nature, putting my hands in the soil of the plant beds right outside my front door of my new home, taking solo walks, and even just simply texting or calling friends. I encourage all of you to do the same by finding the things that support your central nervous system and your heart, or to continue doing those things if you already have them in place in your life. Thank you for listening. I hope you have a great day. If you're having any mental health challenges, please reach out for help. And as I just recently relearned again after posting my video about my own battles with depression, we also need to be the ones that reach out to others. We can't always know what our loved ones are going through minute by minute of each day. So from Central Texas, see you in the next video. Kids are yelling outside.